Don't listen to anybody's advice, neither to my advice. Peep within you and listen to your own voice. What do you hear? Don't listen to any advice, because any advice belongs to the past. Any advice, some advisor has been reading this advice from some book, heard from someone. So all advices belong to the past. So there's no advice to know thyself. So don't listen to anybody's advice. You keep quiet. This is the best advice. I give advice, keep quiet. Don't think and don't make any effort. This is my advice. And if you follow it, you have done very well for you and for everybody and all the beings of the world. Any advice, or you give me any instant, any advice that you can mention, he has heard from someone or read from some sutra, any advice. Advisors have not shown good results, and those advisors teach you to fight, quarrel with neighbors and other people who don't belong to your church, isn't it? You follow their advice, other teacher tells you follow my advice, so there is a quarrel, you see. Because when the desire arises for any object, you are happy to meet the object. This freedom is neither object nor subject, you see. It rises from the same source, plays on the same source, always, and settles down in the source. There's no problem with the rise and fall. So it is the same thing whether it rises or not. People who have got desire for something else, they only call it the desire for freedom will rise. I don't feel that this will rise at all. I don't know if any desire for freedom arose in me. I don't think. It was already there, you see. From childhood it was there. It's not the strength and weakness of the desire. It is your weakness and strength, how you are holding it, and you have something else to do at the same time. Therefore, you are looking at some other desires also. Therefore, that is the strength of other desires. So if you check those desires, which are stronger or which are weaker, you check both the desires, weaker desire and stronger desire, this alone will remain as it is, you see. You need faith. Faith in your own self, that I am free. If you at all want to believe in faith, this is the best faith you can have. I am already free. When you can have a faith, I am suffering, I am bound, why not to have the best faith, then I am free? What difference does it make? So this desire will vanish. This desire will vanish itself. This desire for freedom will vanish. Knowing it that it is freedom itself. But since you were engaged in other desires, they have left you. So it remained what it was. You are not to go anywhere. You have to stay quiet. Therefore, it is very easy to attain freedom, is very easy, but it becomes difficult. The people say difficult because they are otherwise engaged. So to give up their attachment to other things is difficult. The freedom is not difficult. To disengage yourself from other attachments may be difficult. That you have to decide once upon a time, now or next life. So you do not depend on the freedom itself. And you don't understand the language of freedom, the language of emptiness, the language of love, because you have sold yourself to other objects. You don't understand this thing. So if you are very intensely in want of this thing for freedom and you don't understand. So this freedom, out of compassion, takes a physical form to speak to you in your own tongue so that you understand what is freedom, and then it teaches that I am your own self. And then it enters your own self and becomes one. This is the role of the teacher, to point out to you, I am yourself, I am that itself. This is the role of the teacher. For some time it becomes a teacher to just apprise you of the fact that you are that, you don't listen. Therefore he becomes teacher. That becomes teacher to tell you, you are that itself. And then you see teacher and you is one. So when you go to a teacher, you keep quiet. You need not give any question. Don't expect any answer. You just see, sit quiet and feel if your mind is quiet or not. If it is quiet, then you expect this is the man who can teach you. This is the man who is worth staying near. What appears and disappears is not real. Is not real. The seer remained. You saw him, he disappeared. You remain, same seer. Now you are here also. Seer remained. Now find out who the seer is. So it was a word only, no? It was a word. But then it struck me. I became the seer, you see. I became the seer. So whatever word I often say in satsang also, whatever you hear, don't hold the word, go to the root of the word, you see. Then instantly you will get, when you say the word freedom, desire for freedom, you immediately go to freedom itself, you see. And when someone speaks about some other object, let us go to lunch, you speak of food. So you are one with the food. Only why trouble with the freedom? When we speak of freedom, we must be one with the freedom, smell freedom, enjoy freedom, you see. But this doesn't happen. For other things, everything else, we understand. The word takes us to that place. First of all, meditation is just to fatigue your body and mind so that you get fed up and find there may be something else. There may be something else, so he will be in search of a teacher. Then he will not tell him to meditate. He will tell him some unique method. He will tell him, keep quiet. He will not tell him to do anything. Doing and not doing is not the work of a teacher. It is for the preachers. You have to do this and you have not to do this thing. Teacher has no teaching, no do's and no don'ts. He tells you, keep quiet. There can be nothing else that the teacher can say. And this is going to work. And could be the best teaching that the teacher could give. If you listen to him, as I was telling, if he says, keep quiet, not only you hear, but you become quietness, you see. What is the trouble, you see? And you see in satsang also, listening also, when I tell them, inquire, investigate, who am I? And they say, we can't do it. We can't do it. You see, we have been doing and we are in trouble, in tension, headaches. So they are otherwise engaged. So therefore, some rare one gets at it. And I do not know why. I cannot give you anything on my own, why it is not working. Why it's not working, you see. And if you keep quiet, you will fall in love with it, you see. After all, everybody needs happiness and peace, whatever they are doing. and there can be no happiness, no peace, no love, no beauty anywhere else, in any other object except this, here and now. Therefore, you don't need any meditation. Because meditation, you need mind to meditate. You need mind to meditate. Therefore, the result of any process has to be mental. Then you need body, such and such posture, hand to be planted this way, mudra to be kept this way. So it is going to be physical. So any physical activity gives you physical result, mental result. Any good idea that attracts you, sounds good, you follow it, that could be mental or intellectual ideas. Then the result will be intellectual. Not shun all these ideas, you see. Physical, mental, also spiritual, you see. So if you get rid of all notions, what you have heard, and ideas, then you are emptiness itself. To give up the intention to keep quiet. If they can't keep quiet, give up the intention to keep quiet, then what will happen? Because this is not a method. This is not a method. Other methods are just clipping the branches, but this is striking at the root of the mind, not the branches, you see. Branches will grow again, you see. So this is striking at the root, uproot the mind itself, and this inquiry uproots the mind. When you inquire, who am I? So it strikes at the root of the mind. There's no mind at all with this inquiry. I is the mind, you know. And now you are questioning. I is questioning to I itself. No one has ever questioned. Who am I? No one. Who are you? Who is he? Who is she? Who am I? No one ever has questioned. Therefore, it's the first time one can ask. So it's striking at the root of all creation, you see. Not person, striking the root of the creation. Then there will be no creation at all, and no creator also, and no beings also. It strikes to that depth, you see. When you say, who am I? It is struck at the right place. Don't expect any answer. This expectation, he must get rid of this expectation or intention for any answer. So therefore, this question is not to get answer. This question is like this, to merge a river merging into the ocean. So it doesn't go into the ocean to remain a river. It's merged now. Like this inquiry, who am I, is merging into the divinity, self, emptiness itself, you see. So he has to keep quiet and see what happened. But after this inquiry, he must not wait for the answer. So if he has asked the question, after having finished this question, that is the answer. Immediately this question is finished. Who am I? After I, it is ended. So I make a diagram, drawings also, see. After this, what is this after I? So you become that where I has discharged into. It has to be emptiness.